This is my local gym, WV Active. It used to be Wolverhampton Stadium. And what you're seeing behind me, the reason that these you've got security staff and people checking what's going in and what's coming out at the moment is it's been turned into a massive food distribution centre while the Covid19 crisis is going on. And behind me you can probably see the building there. That's the big gym building. They've got a sports hall there which I believe is 35,000 square feet that they're storing food in. And there's also a marquee, an 8,000 square foot marquee that they have set up as well. And all this has been set up in the last week. Now, I've been here for a few minutes and I've talked to the people who are here and the volunteers that are facilitating this and looking after this operation. And it's all been set up in the last week. Now, it's been set up to look after 35,000 people in Wolverhampton that have been identified in conjunction with the NHS, with doctors, as to who is the most vulnerable. Now, I personally immediately think, oh well, where did that database come from, and has it been hacked, and whose details, etc. have they got? But it looks like at the moment that this is being used for good, because they've identified thousands of people in Wolverhampton that are obviously going to be quite vulnerable. They maybe have underlying health conditions, and they don't want obviously to catch this disease, because that would put them in the high risk category of being come down serious with the illness, or possibly even die. Now, I've looked at the statistics. It looks like that they, at full capacity, they'll be able to deliver up to 30,000 parcels a week from this facility, which is fantastic, looking after the most vulnerable people in society. I also, this is not far from where I live, and just last week I went to, they'd set up, the NHS had a COVID testing facility, a mobile sort of, they'd cordoned off a car park so they could test people. Now, it was shut down, it was closed when I went, but they weren't tearing it down. They were obviously it was just temporary closed, and that will be put up in the next to see who was actually contracted the disease and who hasn't. Obviously we'll need a test for that to come out first, but it's as you can see, Wolverhampton, it seems, my area, my city, is certainly doing what they can to help the most vulnerable. There are a fleet, I think, of 40 delivery vehicles coming out of here, and there are up to 35,000 people that it's going to be delivering food to. This is food that obviously includes things like, long life milk and tinned fruit and that sort of thing. And I've spoken to some of the gentlemen here and the ladies behind me, and they were saying that it looks like what they're delivering, a lot of what they're delivering is packaged sandwiches, in the little triangle packages that you would get from supermarkets. So it looks like it has come through normal distribution avenues. It's ending up at this facility, and they're sending it out as aid packages to the most vulnerable in Wolverhampton. So this is good. This is 2 miles from where I live. They're obviously taking it serious, and they're doing everything that they can to look after the most vulnerable in this crisis. That's pretty much all I've got to report on from here. It's good to see. It really is good to see that our council is taking this serious and actually doing things rather than just talking and sending out messages on Twitter and social media, etc. This facility will be delivering packages for people who need help over and above. Obviously, the letter and the offer of food that is going out from Boris Johnson, his letter, I believe either today or tomorrow, I think that's going out. And they are delivering, I know that they are delivering food packages from this facility right now. It was said in a Birmingham Mail report that they were going to start delivering them from early next week, but it's going out, these deliveries are going out. I've seen trucks, vans coming in and out from their deliveries. So it's all happening, and it looks like they're looking after and trying to protect the most vulnerable. Okay. That's my report from here. I'm going to get off now. I've got somewhere else I've got to go, and then I'll be back with a live show probably on Friday now, and I'll be dropping other videos of my talk with John White and my talk with Steve as well. And yeah, I shall see you on Friday. But this is good to see. It's good to see that things are really happening and they are doing what they can to prepare for this next couple of weeks, which looks like it could get, much, much worse. This is why we need to stop indoors wherever we can. It's why we need to stop the spread of the disease. We need to protect the most vulnerable of us. Obviously, if you and I get it and we're healthy, the chances are that we're going to be fine. Although I did hear reports of people who are young that have died from this disease. We need to look after the most vulnerable in society. We need to look after the elderly. Perfect opportunity for you to quit, because this is the disease that really does attack the lungs, and you really need them as healthy as possible. And you know what, going forward, I've got a feeling that diseases like Covid19, this is just maybe the start, and we're going to see worse ones coming forward. This is why we've got to get prepared now and start really getting people who are educated and looking after the people's best interests in positions of power, rather than those who are going to use it for their own benefit and to elevate their own status. But that's just me going on a rant. This is good to see. It's good to see that they're going to look after the most vulnerable, and I'll probably come up here again next week and maybe look at the facility when it's in full swing, because they're saying that they're going to be delivering 30,000 packages a week maximum from this facility, and that's a lot of hungry mouths to feed. So they're obviously taking this serious. It's been taken serious all around the world. So the person that's just said it's a huge scam in my comment section, you really need to pull your head out of your shell, mate, and take a look around, because the whole world is taking this serious. And if it's a scam, everybody's in on it. And you're the only one who don't know, mate. All right, take care, everybody. I'll be back on Friday. It's good to see this. It's good to see people taking it serious. Stay at home if you can. Practice social distancing. Remember, I understand that if people saying it's a scam, I understand that the governments, etc., have lied to you all your life, etc. But this is one that, we need to take serious, otherwise people are going to die. Okay? Take care, everybody. I'll see you on Friday.